If you're looking for the cheapest coins in Madden 23, head over to AOEAH.com. They are fast and reliable. And make sure to use code WOLF for 3% off. Link is in the description. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to shut down drags, slants, and any over-the-middle pass. If you're struggling with it, I'll share basic tips and ideas for you guys to use in your gameplays that we already know. And I figure, like, to me, it's second nature, so it's not a big deal. However, people that are newer to Madden want to learn this stuff, so I'm going to share it with you guys today. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new. If you want a competitive advantage and take your skill further, I have schemes in the membership section, so make sure you become a member if you want to learn. It's the Y-Off Trio week from the Saints offense. It's what I use to dominate in regs on a 23-game win streak right now, and the defenses that I use, the $3-2, because I feel like soon with that title update, the nickel 3-3 is going to get patched, and we're gonna have to be using dollar as far as the meta goes, unless people branch off to like the 3-3-5 odd or something like that. However, I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so the first thing we're gonna talk about are the slants played. Now, being that the defense is different in Madden 23 and you can run man, I'm gonna show you guys how to properly do this. Okay, so we're just gonna pick slants, the concept. We'll do the gun doubles Y off, and then right here on defense, you want to make sure that your personnel is right if you're gonna be running the defense I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and look who we have in the lineup. We have Collins here as a linebacker. We have Simmons. Now Simmons with 93 speed, he's a middle linebacker. I'm going to keep him on the field, but I am going to take Collins out and put Wiggins. Wiggins faster than Collins, and I need the speed on the field. As far as other adjustments, you can put your best, since we're gonna be using man defense first, you can put your best man corners, however you want to do that as well. We're gonna use the big nickel as the base defense because big nickel is pretty much in between. You know, you can use it against pretty much any offense. You could use it under one wide receiver sets, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. You can do it all with the big nickel. So cover 2 man. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and just pull the guy that's man aligned with the running back, or his coverage assignment is the running back. I'm just gonna pull him back here just so you guys can see it clearly. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the drags first. Drags right here in man defense, you're gonna notice I'm gonna put man drag routes out here, and then I'll go ahead and just send the tight end on a streak just so we have a clear out so you guys can see it a lot better. And I'll go ahead and streak X this way. Okay, so we have dual drags, and if we come out in a stock man defense, right, if the quarterback snaps the ball with this right here, he's gonna get mad yards on any route. So I'll show you an instant replay what it looks like, and then I'll show you the adjustment behind it whenever someone's trying to do that a lot to me. So coming to instant replay, you'll notice that if we run a stock man defense, he's going to get this inside leverage automatically because you're not doing nothing, and this guy's going to get the leverage automatically. Now, we know that this receiver on the outside probably has better route running on the outside than the guy that's inside. For some reason, you would think it's reversed, but it's not. It's different this year. So remember, these guys are going to get open. So how do we slow that down? Well, on defense, if you're running a two-man under, you can run a 2-man under is what I mean. You run a 2-man under defense. You make sure you keep your deep halves where they're going, right? We see our assignment is the running back. We want to go ahead and press, wire triangle left stick down for press. We want to press these receivers. Now, I don't know, the defense is glitched. Bro, big nickel has been glitched for a minute in Madden. In Madden since like Madden 22, bro, or 21. So once we press wire or triangle left stick down for press, we want to go ahead and shade underneath. So Y or triangle, right stick down for inside. Now, that's not the only thing you can do. They'll play underneath routes. You can also shade inside. So Y or triangle, right stick inside, because these guys are going to try to get leverage. Now, when I'm using the middle of the field right here, okay, all I'm going to do as far as the user, if I think it's drags or slants, I'm just going to find the open guy and user him. Okay, so if he beats me on a drag that's underneath that I'm not guarding, then so be it. However, I want to make sure I take at least one away. I don't want to bait any kind of routes. I'm just going to stick with the same route just to see if my opponent's actually going to throw it. So let's go ahead and clear out Y. We'll put YB on a streak, drags again. X and A go on streaks, and let's just see the difference with this adjustment and what happens. We snap the ball, Y is going to get boxed up, and all I have to worry about is keeping up with this guy. And when I do this with my user, let me show you guys the difference now. You'll notice that with this adjustment, this guy is no longer going to get open. Now you're in the way, and he's playing underneath. So if he tries to throw this to him, this defensive player, this defensive back can actually bait and jump that route and pick the ball. So all I have to do with my user, right, is guard the open route. Now remember, I put these guys on streaks. One of the drawbacks to running underneath pressure is these guys are supposed to get over the top. However, in Madden 23, it doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. So understand that. Now, as far as the user, I should have showed you guys this. As far as the user goes, when you're using a route that you think is a drag or a slant, it's important, and do what I do. You'll see how I started above him. I'm gonna cut with an angle to get underneath his route with my user, okay? I'm gonna get underneath because my guy's getting cooked. He's out of the equation already. So I wanna be in the same position that this guy was gonna be in right here. That's what I wanna do with my user to get that pick on that drag. So with the man defense, I'm telling you guys, you just press in man defense, press, shade underneath, shade inside. These guys crisscross and just ruined the defense. Now, I'm not saying use big nickel. I'm just telling you guys the man defense. I just use big nickel to show you guys as like a median ground, middle ground. So again, with that same adjustment, remember that with my user, I'm going to snap the ball. Boom. Y is getting boxed up. Here comes B. I'm going to stay underneath it like this. And then the pass rush obviously is going to get there. Now, other ways you can slow down slants and drag. You can also do this. You know what, by the way, you can do this with slants. So let's just run the slants because I did tell you guys, same setups on a, you press, shade underneath, shade inside. Okay. Shade inside on the slants. This is horrible. Same thing. Okay. And we pick the open receiver. You can even pass commit if you want, if you know it's a pass, but don't if you don't know. So right here, we just wait for the slant that gets open. Nobody gets open in this defense. Now, one thing that I must stress to you guys, let's go to instant replay to show you guys how the slants just got boxed up in Madden 23 with this defense and this power. These guys are actually running the routes for them, bro. And this guy's underneath the route, which this is a pick, and this is probably going to be user by me because I'm noticing. Now, you see what happens here? These guys actually get hit in the middle. This is one technique and tip that I can show you guys, is to try with your user not to bump receivers, okay? Because you'll knock someone off their coverage and then it's wide open, and the little Timmies, they will throw it, okay? So again, all you have to do, press, make sure they press, shade inside, pass commit like that, shade underneath, shade inside, pass commit, and then all you have to do is find the open route. Boom, I see none. Well, actually the Y the Y will get picked. Everything's boxed up with this defense. Now the same thing goes for the crossing route, so, or anything that's over the middle. You can also use a cover 2 defense, which is a zone defense, and you want to use your flats to about 5. Okay, so 5. You can even drop curl flats. I'd recommend doing curl flats, but you can use flats. Okay, however you want to do both of them, doesn't matter. It's up to you. The clouds are supposed to play outside the hash marks. The curl flats stick around the hash mark. I mean, not the numbers. That's what I really mean. But let me just show you guys really quick. And with this setup, it's all about your pass rush when you're going to be using the cover 2 defense. So you want to make sure that your pass rush, your contains are out there. You want to try to get as an aggressive pass rush as you can. So you want to try to bait your opponent by trying to force 1v1s on the line right here with your user, and then bait them. And then you can come over here and then you can stop over the middle passes. The pass rush is there. So you see what I'm saying? Like cover 2 defense it's the idea. However, remember your weaknesses to cover 2 are behind this cloud flat. Remember that little dink and dunks underneath can get you. You can shade underneath, wire triangle right stick down. So your yellows, let me show you guys. Let's go ahead and snap the ball. Pay attention to your yellows. They sit underneath a little bit lower. All right, let me explain the specifics of that right there. If we come to instant replay, let's watch where they're moving to. Okay, so I shaded underneath. They play below this line. One does. This guy's over here. Okay, he floats backwards because the priority is this way with the receivers. I'm there trying to stop anything over the middle. Now, if I shade over the top, in cover 2, I want to say things change a little bit. The guys, yeah, they're actually dropping further back. So you see the guy that was underneath the line in the last play is now above the line. You can also shade inside, outside your zones. So remember, now this guy's going to be behind the line. Remember, before he was about right here. We shaded underneath, the yellow came down. We shaded over the top, he did this. Now you can do this in coaching adjustments too. You can set them to 5, 10, 15, 0. 0 will actually pull them down to about right here. So if you need something dragged, you can drop them to 0. So what I like to do is if I'm going to run a cover 2, right, I'll set the zone drops to 0. You know what I mean? So I'll go ahead and use Flats at 5. You can even put these guys at 5. Let's just see what 5 does. I think that's important. See what 5 does in a cover 2. We want to make sure we shade underneath because they just need short yards, and that's what they're going for. Yeah, these guys actually sit nice and low, bro. Now you see where you're gonna get cooked is over the top, so make sure you're prepared. You may have to do this if you're gonna be running a cover 2. You may have to set your curl flats to about 15, 20. So let's go ahead and do 20. Let's go ahead and do 20 on curl flats, and then we'll pick cover 2 again, and we'll do slant. And this time what you want to do is you want to make sure that either this guy looks like a linebacker in this position or the vert hook, you want to put them in a curl flat. So now you have the cloud flats at 5. These guys are sitting low, which means now with my user, I can come middle, 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 follow B. Okay, middle, middle, follow B. You want to run opposite with your user that you set in that Mabel. It's considered a Mabel defense because we have the hard flat on this side guarding low. He sits low with this guy, and then we have the curl flat waiting. Okay, he's actually playing it the same way as a cloud would play it, which is interesting to me because in previous Maddens, curl flat would only drop to the numbers. So crazy to me to see that, but you can run that style of defense to stop the slants. And this setup's going to work the same for crossers. So in the middle, passes can be stopped with cover 2 defense really easy. And then my user, I know where the weak spot of my defense is going to be, so I'm going to follow this guy and stay underneath his route. So I hope that clears up a lot of the stuff for you guys or helps you out. Get in the lab, learn it, learn how to stop it. And this setup that I have with the hook curls and the flats will also slow down drag routes. So right here, anything over the middle, drag route, slants, this is going to be your move. Let me show you what I mean. As I snap the ball, these guys are going to actually sit low waiting for the drag routes. You know what I mean? And then I pick up the right route with my user. You see me with my user. I already know in my mind, it's second nature to pick that route up with my user. So look, check this out. The hook curls, I set them to 5, set my clouds to 5. Everybody sit low, trying to prevent the short yardage pass. And then with my user, I go this way. Now you're seeing this guy get behind him, but I think this guy will actually prioritize him at the end. So you might not get cooked there. So it's a chess match. There's always a hole somewhere. And what you're trying to do is just change the holes around. That's all you're trying to do as much as you can and as intelligent as you can. So there it is, man. Hope you guys appreciate it. Drop a like. Love you guys, man. Peace.